Listen, y'all, get on in here. Get on in here. I know I haven't said much lately, but I have been on this Nolan Wells case. And the truth be told, I've been obsessing. I have been obsessing. I have been on every podcast, every YouTube channel, definitely Ben Crump's IG page. This is where I screenshotted this letter to the DA's office from. And I mean, I'm just trying to myself get to the bottom of what's realistically going on with this case. Now, here in the background, you will see this letter from the Ben Crump professional law firm that's dated on August the 17th, which was yesterday, concerning Nolan Wells' cell phone. It's titled Nolan Wells Family and Forensic Experts on Standby for Joint Inspection of His Phone any day this week. Why does it say on standby? Because on July the 15th, which is stated in this letter above, it was agreed upon with the district attorney's office in Mississippi and Ben Crump's law firm to go into the forensics lab together in Mississippi to ascertain the findings of Nolan Wells' cell phone. Now, the first thing I want to say about this is, if it was a drowning, if they say this was a drowning, definitely nothing suspicious happened. This is not criminal behavior or criminal activity. Nothing out of the ordinary to see. Nothing to see here. Then why do you guys even need the phone? Why is there a grand jury date set for 30 to 60 days from now? And why are you guys reneging? Mississippi DA, why are you guys reneging, recanting, going back on your word to meet with the Wansley family face to face with their forensics team in order to extract this information from this phone? Per one of Attorney Crump's attorneys at the press conference last week, when the DA's office was given 7 days to respond to another letter after they'd given the Wansley family 48 hours to turn over the phone, the attorney then said that this is not out of the ordinary. This is not unusual behavior. This is not unheard of for them to suggest and request that joint efforts be made in the event that the family has hired outside independent attorneys to get to the facts, to get to the truth, to get to the transparency of it all. Now listen, this is big. This has made it to a place that I'm sure the state of Mississippi and the DA's office never wanted it to go to. But however, now that we're here, it's time to produce. It's time to provide. So now, since they're trying to allude to the fact that, oh, the Wansley family, Miss Christina, has denied or has intentionally not turned over Nolan Wells' phone, the Crump law firm is proving that this is, in fact, untrue. So now they've agreed. They've agreed to turn over the phone. In between the dates of August the 18th, please screenshot this, blow it up, go back, take a picture, I don't know. From the 18th to the 21st is when this has been agreed upon to do so. So now, the only thing that's left to do is find a building, find a place. Here you will also see that it was agreed upon to do it at the community college, the Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, according to the DA herself. She chose the location. So why are we going back on that? That's all the Wansley family is asking for. Now they're being accused of basically tampering with the phone, tampering with evidence, and many more things I'm sure of. In my opinion, allegedly, I don't believe any of those things are being done. I just believe that they want to find out at the same time, because I don't know you, as the Mississippi DA's office and their forensic team finds out what's actually on this device. That's it, that's all. Another thing that's so interesting about this case is the fact that former Officer Tatum is actually interviewing these boys. They have attorneys. They have hired Donald Trump's former attorney to represent them, who came into yet another interview because Officer Tatum had already interviewed Warren and Tristan, and they began to talk. They're just talking. There are a lot of lies that have been basically debunked and found out, and it just appears that they're just adding layers and layers of things. So now there's been an interview with Warren, Jax, and Morgan, and they're basically telling it all. But in this interview, you can see that they're queuing one another up. They're staring each other down. Warren looks like he's lost weight in the face, like he is just being haunted by the situation. And the attorney, I don't even know his name, so I'm not going to say his name. He is, first of all, dressed like a YN. Say what it said. But he is basically giving scare tactics and saying that they're going to sue for defamation for things that are said about the good old American Ocean Springs boys that undoubtedly have more information about what happened to Nolan Wells than they're leading on. Now, you all know the timeline. You do. You guys probably know the timeline better than I do. But there are some people that are saying Nolan was gone between the hours of 3, when Warren said he last laid his eyes upon Nolan, and 4:31, whenever the CETO call was made. The boats that they came in on, all 3 of them, including Nolan, was gone. And that was per his best friend, Javon. Now, about this CETO call. It took Janetta Brantley to go in and engineer, not AI doctor, but engineer for the listening purposes of what was going on in the background while waiting on the dispatcher to come on for this phone call. And in doing so, you heard things like, is he dead? No, don't die. And other things. Okay, check his chest. Oh no, damn it, Bart. Now, do we know whether or not these things truly happen? I'm not sure, but across the world, across the board, conglomerately, nationwide, people have all chimed in and said, we hear the same thing. And this is all alleged. However, I feel like another forensics team needs to analyze it as well. But you all know that Nancy Grace did it with her producers, and she came up with the same audio. And you can also plug it into YouTube, and YouTube separates the speakers from the dispatcher and what's actually being played in the background. We all hear the same thing. The boys have minimized Nolan as being a best friend and a brother in the interview to just being Nolan Wells. What's happening? I mean, like, what's really going on? And Officer Tatum, he was interviewed by Elliot Cunning, and he psychoanalyzed that man to a definite, not a default, to a definite, because the naive reality that he spoke of, the moral disengagement, and basically him being racist within his own kind, and just slow to a dead stupor is just beyond me. You guys tell me what you think about this, but we have to move forward because transparency is what the family needs, and transparency is what this family should get. Justice for Nolan Wells.